Hey everybody, and welcome back to Astrologaster, where we catch back up with Miss Mary Payne here. And if we can just go ahead and check out Miss Payne. Maybe this is something I should have been doing all along, just to get an update on what's happening with our patient. So the first time we met her, she thought that Avis Allen was having a Jesuit priest come in, and we said no. She thought that some weirdo Catholic was coming in, a Jesuit priest, and we said no, he's only a foreigner there to help her conceive a child. And then she wanted to know if the Spanish Armada was going to lay waste to England. So thankfully that did not come to pass. So some pretty unrelated items there in Mary Payne's history, so let's see what's going on this time.
Good day, Mistress Payne. How may I help you this day?
Blessed day, Doctor Forman. I am just come from taking my niece to visit Rochester Cathedral. Thomas Blogg is the cathedral's dean, I believe. Know you of Dean Blogg?
Yes,
I
I
know
do.
something of him.
Verily, that man is a model to us all.
Is he,
Under
though?
his stewardship, the cathedral's decadent furnishings have been stripped away. He has even replaced the silver candlesticks with pewter. Such pious modesty in the sight of God.
It's because he's broke.
Indeed. How very interesting. And, godly, yes. But what is it that brings you this day?
Before I begin upon my business, Dr. Forman, I must insist you acknowledge your failings. You were most wrong to frighten me with these notions of England being invaded by the Spanish.
I'm sorry, madam.
Ah, yes, that. Though, to be fair, I do not think anybody could have predicted the storm that sunk the Spanish ships. It was most unexpected.
And we must give thanks to God for the divine vengeance he wrought upon the heretics.
Verily.
I did hear that by morning our beaches were verily littered with the corpses of Spanish sailors. Praise be to the Lord, his glory to behold.
Yes, praise be. But all the same, you seem anxious this day, Mistress Payne. What is troubling you?
Indeed, I am troubled, Dr. Forman. I fear for the Queen's health. Everyone is saying that as she is exceeding old, she is soon to die.
Ah, yes, I quite understand your feelings, madam. How we love our good Queen Bessie. Long may she reign. But will she? That is the question, is it not? For she cannot live forever, and when at last she does expire, we shall be stricken with such lamentation and grief.
Mayhap you, but not I. Elizabeth Tudor is naught but a sceptred whore,
Ouch.
but still a whore who presides over the Church of England and keeps Rome at bay. And without an heir, who knows what manner of foreigner may succeed her when she dies? For all we know, he may flood the land with foul popery.
I doubt
Foul
that.
popery? I take it you do not care for dried floral arrangements. But, madam, surely fresh flowers are more customary at royal funerals.
Did you not heed me, Mr. Forman? I wish to know whether the English throne is safe from a Catholic successor.
Ah, yes, of course. Then let us consult the stars. Is our Queen's long reign in danger of ending soon? And if so, do we risk a Catholic succeeding her to the throne?
Man, I wish I could remember my English history. So, yes, the House of Tudor ended because Elizabeth did not have an heir. Then it went to another house, but they've remained Anglican Church, the Church of England, and not Catholics. So is the Catholic soon to succeed to the English throne? The Queen is in love. An unexpected pregnancy will bring new life to the Tudor royal line. Yeah, that'll never happen. The Queen's legacy is safe. Even if she dies, her successor will remain head of the Church of England and loyal to the Anglican faith. Yes, that one. Or bonds between nations will be creatively disrupted with violence, and austerity will be imposed as a result. Cooperation offered by a foreign country is not what it seems. This doubtless represents England's ally, King James of Scotland. Actually, I'm pretty well, I don't know. I don't know about King James of Scotland. I don't remember that much about English history. But I kind of feel like that didn't happen. But either way, B. B it is.
The Queen's prognosis is good, madam. God will ensure she remains in health for some years yet. And when at last Her Majesty does expire, whomever succeeds her will happily take his place at the head of the Church of England. I may assure you that England will not revert its allegiance to the Church of Rome.
Ah, praised be! To
Indeed,
know
madam.
that England shall remain safe from Satan's earthly servants is well indeed. Fare you well, and may God give you a blessed day, Dr. Forman.
You as well, madam. Goodbye, Mary Payne. The Queen did wish to, or the Querent did wish to know whether England is soon to be ruled over by a Catholic king or queen. I did reassure the Querent that the Queen remains in fine health, and that her successor will not revert England to Catholicism. Methinks the Querent was a little pleased with me for the reading I gave this day. And get our level of recommendation up a little bit, but I'm not counting on this one because we've had some setbacks with her. The weather is lovely this day. Perhaps I take my niece to the new cockpit in Vauxhall. She does so love to see the cocks. Oh man, that was less than 10 minutes. Sorry, YouTube. We're talking about chickens. These are roosters we're talking about, YouTube. Just want to let you know.
Rejoice, rejoice in the Lamb, served by Archbishop to his guests for dinner at his palace in London. Rejoice, rejoice in the Lamb and beef and the fruit and the swan pie.
I think I like John Whitgift's songs the most because of the humorous way that they start out being very religious, and then it all becomes about how great John Whitgift is. And I don't remember, so let's again remember, what did John Whitgift come to say to us? Oh, he had jaundice, and we advised him to get some bloodletting and an enema, and he was really enamored by our manservant.
Good day and well met, Lord Archbishop. What a pleasure it is to welcome your grace once more to my humble consulting chambers. Do you ail of something, sir?
Nay, I am in good health. I am come for information. That is, I am come for an astrological reading.
You've come to spy on
concerning
me.
one of my deans, Thomas Blagg, the Dean of Rochester Cathedral. I hear you are acquainted with him, are you not?
I know of the
Yes,
man,
so
sir.
please your grace. I am honoured to say that Dean Blagg is one of my querents.
I see. What a remarkable coincidence. Then you may know that Dean Blagg has been petitioning me to promote him to the rank of bishop, specifically to grant him the vacant seat of the bishopric of Salisbury. I wonder if you, that is, if the stars and planets and so forth, might tell me if there be any reason why Thomas Blagg might not be a fitting candidate for such a position of responsibility.
I see. Then let us see what the stars can tell us. Should Thomas Blagg, Dean of Rochester, be made the Bishop of Salisbury?
I mean, I can tell you right now, I'm not sure about that. He's had some poor business dealings in the past, and I don't know if you want to give him, any things in a cathedral to give away. Should I grant Thomas Blagg the bishopric of Salisbury? The querent John Whitgift is not an honorable man. I don't know if he's not honorable. Blagg is a frugal manager of church funds. That is not true. John Whitgift would be wise to cooperate with his employer, Dean Blagg. Financial deceit is being committed against the church. Dean Blagg has creatively and successfully stolen from the church. That sounds true because he's replaced all of the gold and silver items with pewter. Dean Blagg is questioning his religious principles. Blagg's heresy would be a shocking blow for the Archbishop. Dean Blagg is on an emotional journey. Blagg's heresy would be a shocking blow for the Archbishop. I mean, we don't know if Dean Blagg is on an emotional journey. Maybe he is, but we also know that stuff's went missing. So I hate to tell you, you should go check on the candelabras and things in his church. Like, I hate to rat him out, but I mean, it's the truth, right?
You must not grant Thomas Blagg the bishopric of Salisbury, Your Grace, for it seems Dean Blagg has been embezzling from the church. He has been removing cathedral furnishings, fine paintings, tapestries, candlesticks and the like, and selling them for his own enrichment, or mayhap to pay off his personal debts.
Verily? Well, I do hear it remarked that the Rochester Cathedral has been looking a little Puritan of late. Mayhap I shall have my chaplain cast an eye over the cathedral accounts.
Before you
do
leave,
that.
Your Grace, perchance I may broach a small matter of my own. Methinks you have the power to grant medical licenses, do you not? Although I am an experienced physician, you may have heard of my work during the plague of 1592, for instance, I am not technically licensed to practice medicine. It has been causing some administrative troubles of late. I wonder if Your Grace might condescend to help me by...
You would have me grant you a medical license, would you?
If you would
I
concede to do
suppose
so.
that might be arranged. Leave it with me, and I will have my chaplain look into it.
I
Thank you, sir.
heartily, Your Grace. Your Grace is most generous.
Yes, thank you, Sir Whit, whatever your name was, Whit something. Whitgift. It's an odd name. The querent did wish to know whether there be any reason why he should not make Thomas Blagg the Bishop of Salisbury. I did advise the querent against granting Thomas Blagg the bishopric. Methinks the querent was a little pleased for me for the reading I gave this day, and he will come back 3 more times. You need to come back a lot of times because we need this letter of recommendation, sir. In truth, it is well to know that Blagg is only a thief, not developing Puritan sympathies, as I had feared. So you knew that something was going on.
Alice Blagg is on the make, mayhap even on the take. Could it be for her family's sake? Seriously give her a break.
Now you got me all wondering here about how she's on the make and on the take and doing it for her family's sake. Are you the one selling all the stuff, madam? Is it not Dean Blagg? Have we besmirched Dean Blagg's name when you're going around selling all this stuff? I hope not, because we've really said something just bad about him right now. We need to go back to his boss and tell him we were wrong. So let's check in again with Alice Blagg. So she was a drunk, and we told her to stop drinking. We told her about how her husband was losing money. And then she said she wanted to be in a relationship with Richard Bancroft, and we told her to cut out her wild ways and try to be a chaste, pure woman.
God give you good day, Mistress Blagg. Pray tell, what brings you?
I would know whether my lover, Owen Wood, is resolved to leave me something in his will. A small
Owen
legacy,
Wood?
mayhap. A large one. I do hope he intends to leave me something.
Owen Wood? He is the Dean of Armagh, is he not? Was not your interest directed toward the Bishop of London?
Actually, yes.
But your counsel for wooing him served me most ill. When the bishop came to visit the archbishop in Lambeth, I smiled and nodded and kept my knees together like you advised, but 'twas all for naught. The archbishop's wife thought I was taken ill and sent me to bed directly after dinner.
Forsooth, I am sorry to hear it, though mayhap it was for the best. Now, perchance we may proceed to this matter concerning Owen Wood. Pray tell, why would you wish to know whether he has included you in his will? Is he gravely ill?
Not Not presently, but methinks he will be soon, for he has gone to Ireland to join that peacocking mumphead, the Earl of Essex.
I see.
Oh, he's gonna die.
He has gone to fight in
Yeah.
Robert Devereux's military campaign to put down the Catholic rebels in Ireland.
He's gonna die.
But you're being a little harsh, are you not? 'Tis true he has had some bad luck of late, but the Earl is a fine...
Oh, a swole-headed failson is what his lordship is. 'Twould not surprise me if he read his map upside down and marched his men into a bog to drown. Pray, let us do my reading, if you please.
Certainly. If Owen Wood, the Dean of Armagh, were to die, would Alice Blagg inherit anything from his estate?
It's doubtful, madam. A, B, or C, will I receive an inheritance from Owen Wood? Owen Wood has frittered away his fortune. Dean Wood's time in Ireland will be gentle. Good angels will compel Owen Wood to be faithful to his wife. The romance between the Alice Blagg and Owen Wood is marred with conflict and deceit. Owen Wood is keeping a secret to be revealed upon his death. Owen Wood could not resist being charitable to his lover Alice. She is due to receive a legacy from Wood upon his death, much to the surprise and chagrin of Mistress Wood. I mean, we don't know anything about this guy, so this is a complete pick. I mean, I honestly don't think that anyone in high society England would make it so apparent that they were an adulterer by putting their mistress in the will. So I think no, I don't think he's going to give you anything, madam. But I also don't think that he's going to have a gentle time in Ireland. So I think you're out of luck here with Owen Wood, madam.
Alas, I am sorry to disappoint you, madam, but Dean Wood has no plans to leave you anything in his will. His entire fortune will go to his wife and children.
Verily? I must own, it does surprise me.
Does it, though? For in this chart, I see conflict and lies between you. And it does appear that he is to renounce his adulterous ways and become once again faithful to his wife. He is, after all, a man of God.
He is to become faithful to his wife, you say? How extraordinary. Well, you did put the right name in your chart,
he's not
I trust.
married, is he?
Owen Wood, with 2 O's? Huh. Well, well. Wonders will never cease.
Okay, well, that wasn't quite as big of a backfire as I thought it would be when she started with her, "Are you sure you got the right guy?" The querent did wish to know whether her lover Owen Wood, with 2 O's, the Dean of Armagh, had included her in his will. I did advise the querent that Owen Wood had not included her in his will, and that he would shortly be renouncing his adulterous ways. Methink the querent was a little pleased with me for the reading I gave this day. And we will see Alice Blagg 3 more times. And we really need to step it up, this letter of recommendation. I do not believe in miracles. Okay. Goodbye then.
Almighty God, shelter thy servant Thomas Blagg. Take him in thy merciful arms. And shake sense into him.
Oh man, what are you up to now, Thomas Blagg? What do you need shaking for? So, obviously the thing about the ships that we messed up. And we told him that Raleigh's expedition was doomed, which ended up being true. Oh no, so Raleigh's thing to the City of Gold, we said, was doomed. And then the next thing was the thing about other gold, to get the Spanish gold from the Armada. And we told him it was not going to happen, and he took it poorly. So, what poor business venture are you bringing us today, Thomas Blagg?
Good dawning, D. Blagg. How may I do you service this day?
I must begin by thanking you for your previous service, Dr. Forman. For though the previous reading you gave me was hard to hear. It was honest and true.
Well,
Ah, yes.
thank you, sir.
Raleigh and Essex's pursuit of the Spanish treasure ships did not end well, so I hear. Though I am glad I was able to give you fair warning of it.
As am I. A most lamentable affair that has cost me very dear. And I know not how, but my wife Alice has lately learned of our perilous financial situation.
How could that have happened, sir?
Has she?
Aye, and she has had me petition the Archbishop for a promotion. 'Tis her reckoning that if I were promoted to bishop, the increased living would enable me to settle our debts.
Oh,
That would
about
seem
that.
wise under the circumstances. And was your petition successful?
It was. At least at first. Indeed, His Grace did have me believe he is minded to make me Bishop of Salisbury.
The bishopric of Salisbury. But that is excellent well, is it not?
It would be very well, forsooth.
If we hadn't
But
double-crossed him.
many months have passed, and the Archbishop gives yet no sign of granting the vacant bishopric to anybody.
I see. And he does not say when the matter may be decided?
Nay, indeed, he does not. Whenever I raise the question with His Grace, he says he needs time to consider the various episcopal and doctrinal matters concerning such an appointment. All the while, he has me performing additional duties that I dare not refuse, lest I lose his favour.
You should keep
and
doing them,
Mistress
sir.
Blagg has sent him pies upon numerous occasions.
And yet the Archbishop is not moved? Well, he must be a very hard man indeed, for your wife's pies are well renowned for their powers of persuasion.
Sir,
Now,
please not say such
Let
things about
us see
his
what the
wife's
stars
pies.
can tell us. Will Thomas Blagg, Dean of Rochester, be granted the bishopric of Salisbury?
Will he indeed be granted the bishopric? I'm thinking it's no, sir. But maybe we can work a way around this. Blagg's relationship with the Archbishop will remain amicable. Blagg has demonstrated his godliness. Blagg's professional ambitions will be realized if he exercises patience. A deception concerning the theft of goods has been uncovered. Blagg is advised to travel with his wife. God will help Blagg succeed by radically transforming the Archbishop's opinion of Blagg's intelligence. Thus, raised in the Archbishop's esteem, Blagg will be granted the bishopric, which comes with a considerable increase of pay. No, sir. I will go ahead and tell you, it does appear that he believes you are a thief. We know this because Neptune is in retrograde in the House of Possessions.
You will never be granted the bishopric of Salisbury, I fear, for the Archbishop has discovered some irregularities in the management of Rochester Cathedral. Some missing furnishings, I think?
Well, I mean to say, if indeed that be so, then 'tis most egregious.
Indeed.
I will have some very stern words with my chaplain.
Worry not, sir. The stars indicate that His Grace would wish to avoid any unpleasantness. As is customary with church scandal, he will doubtless remain quiet on the matter for the sake of reputation.
Well, of course, I too would not want to bring shame upon the church.
Of course.
If there be such vile, false rumours circulating about me, it would be wrong not to consider the attention that my promotion to bishop would invite. I own that I am shocked and disappointed by this, but I must thank you for forewarning me.
You are most welcome, sir. And I haven't seen any blue or any pluses come off the top of your head. The querent did wish to know if he will be granted the bishopric of Salisbury. I did advise the querent that he will never be granted the bishopric of Salisbury, owing to his embezzlement of church funds. Methinks the querent was pleased with me. Okay, so he did appreciate us calling him out and giving him some warning, as he did say. He will come back one more time, and hopefully we can get 15 points from him that one more time. Would that I had not replaced all the silver candlesticks with pewter and left the 2 on the altar.
Lancelot more struck by the muse, for his sonnets found there be no excuse. Many too many
I mean, it is some pretty bad verse that he writes. So what was the deal with Mr. Moore? So he did not want to marry his cousin Barbara. Then he wanted to know how to marry this golden-haired maiden, and we told him the wrong thing. And then he ended up being engaged to a woman that got the pox and then was scarred, and we told him he had to leave England, just run away from the woman's family. So, sir, like, how did that go? How did it go with you escaping England?
Good morrow, Mr. Moore. You are returned from Italy, I see.
Aye, and I had the most enlightening experience. My tutors taught me all about those ancient Romans and whatnot. Indeed, 'tis a changed man you see before you now.
Oh, yes.
A worldly man of culture and learning.
Of course.
Mayhap you would benefit from taking a tour of Italy yourself, Forman.
Perhaps.
Alas, Mr. Moore, I must remain in London to care for my querents. As to wit, what brings you this day?
Well, no sooner did I return to London than I did become acquainted with the most wondrous creature.
Of course, another
A
woman.
lady who has been lately widowed.
Ah, let me just take some notes here. Is this one dark or fair? Auburn with eyes of green, mayhap?
Is it the
I
woman
do
that
not
keeps
believe there's
killing
yet
all her
been an
husbands?
auburn-haired maid.
Fie, Mr. Forman. Prithee show more respect for ladies than to view them as mere collections of physical charms.
Yes, Foreman.
Beauty alone is of nothing to a man such as I. Nay, my heart does belong to a worldly woman of culture and learning.
And with lots
Her
of
head
money.
almost as striking as the soft hair and radiant eyes that adorn it. Indeed, her gift of understanding is so strong, she can listen to my sonnets for hours on end.
Of course.
She can she? Forsooth, the lady does show great strength of mind indeed. And how might I advise you?
I would have you tell me whether I should marry her, for, as you know, I have offered my troth to ladies in the past, and it has not ended well for me. So, this time I did tell myself, Lancelot, you will proceed with caution. You will know the lady for at least a month before you
course.
think of wedding her,
At least a
and
month.
then you'll go directly to Forman for his counsel.
Then let us consult the stars now. Should Lancelot Moore marry this wondrous and worldly widow?
Is her name Emma Sharp? Yeah, is her name Emma Sharp? Because if it's Emma Sharp, like, you know you should not marry her. Should I marry this wondrous widow? Deceitful hidden motives are at play. Moore is allowing his emotions to rule his finances, putting them at risk by acting impatiently. The match would provoke an unexpected death, resulting in an inheritance. Or, the widow is an intelligent woman who aspires to greatness through her relationships. God favors the marriage, it would make a man of Moore. Or the stars suggest I have cruel intentions towards my querent, Lancelot Moore. Really? Like, we have cruel intent towards him? Sir, I do not believe you should marry this woman. I know you'll hate me for saying it, but honestly, I do not believe you should marry her. There's something going on with her. She probably wants to just kill you. That's my best guess.
You must not marry this lady, sir. You are a wealthy man, and she has designs upon your fortune that may result in your untimely death.
Ye gods! Verily?
Verily,
I am
sir.
afeard so. You must take care not to let your emotions lead you astray.
She seemed so. She told me she... Are you sure? You did not put a planet in the wrong house or whatnot?
No, sire.
Aye, quite sure.
Oh, well indeed, 'tis most lamentable. Oh, what a waste of such fine eyes. Mayhap Emma has a sister.
Emma, you said. Emma Sharp, was it? Ha-ha. Yes, we saved your bacon, Sir Lancelot Moore. The querent did wish to know whether he should marry his beloved, a worldly widow. I did advise the querent against marrying the widow. Methinks the querent was pleased with me for the wedding I gave this day. Oh, so we skipped. Hold on, go back. See go back. No. We skipped 4. He went straight to case 3. because 4 he must have been out of England. He was in Italy, so we missed that one. That's interesting. I didn't know that could happen. So he'll only come back one more time, and we need his extra letter of recommendation. We need that 10 points. I shall say I respect her too much to bind her within the shackles of marriage. Mayhaps then she will let me lie with her. Okay, sir. Just don't mess with any woman named Emma Sharp or whatever she's calling herself these days.
Sybil's not blessed, for when she tries her best, 'tis then she's the worst. From being overdressed to poisoning her guests, ambition curse.
Hello, Mistress Fortescue. You will be the final contestant on this episode of Astrologaster before we end. So we'll see what you have to say. We'll solve your mystery. Then we'll listen to the next little song, and then we'll end the episode. So, what is happening with you, Sybil Fortescue? So we told you that you should not be eating green potatoes, and then we told you should not be smoking opium.
Good day, Mistress Fortescue.
I do hope you may help me, Dr. Forman.
Well, I do hope
for
as well,
I am
madam.
mightily afflicted with fever and pain.
Are you now?
Yes, I see. Your face is a trifle red in colour. When did your troubles begin? At a dinner party, perchance?
Nay, 'twas at a luncheon. The one I gave this day.
Oh, this very
I sought
day.
to play a trick upon my friend, Lady Emma Dyer, and I worry God is punishing me for my japery.
Oh,
And
Lady Emma
what
Dyer?
manner of jape did you play on your
murderer?
friend at this luncheon of yours? Pray, describe the ruse to me.
Well, I came upon the idea when I took receipt of a trunk full of exotic goods from the New World. Lovely gifts sent home to me by my gallant husband. Know you of my husband, Captain Henry Fortescue?
You have mentioned
He
him,
is a
madam.
great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh, of course.
I think you have mentioned him once or twice, madam.
The trunk contained a parcel of dried fruits, full red in colour they were, and with them a note of warning. On it was writ that these fruits, if not consumed in moderation, can provoke a hot, pricking fever when ingested.
Ah, yes. I have read of this fruit in
Peppers?
the writings of Spanish explorers. Capsicum icaramba mequema is the botanical name, I believe.
Capsicum
I am well
icaramba,
known
of
for
course.
serving the most original dishes at my table. Hence my guests were not surprised when I invited them to try my exotic fruit. I served them each a sweet pie containing one of these, capsicum...
Icaramba mequema.
But I made sure Emma received a pie containing the very largest fruit, and I the very smallest one.
Oh, that's your problem, madam.
See,
The smallest
you
ones are
hoped
the
to occasion a
hottest.
fever in your friend while escaping the same fate yourself. And yet this ruse did not succeed, I take it.
Nay, it did not, Dr. Forman. Most of my guests dared only take one bite of their pies before abandoning them, finding themselves unequal to the challenge. But Emma ate hers all up, as did I. I was sure I would be safe, and that she would turn red and begin to perspire most shamefully, but she remained as cool as a cucumber. But
But you, madam?
I began to feel such pain in my mouth
Yeah,
and throat.
it's the small ones that
My face
get
and
you.
eyes turned red. Moisture gathered on my brow and bosom, and damp marks appeared on my bodice. I could not conceal it from my guests. 'Twas humiliating.
I
How
see, madam.
distressing for you, madam. Let us now seek a solution to this mystery in the stars. What might explain the querent's affliction?
You just ate a very hot pepper. The small peppers are the hot ones. You should have paid attention to the note, madam, that said, "Hey, these things are hot." At luncheon, I was stricken with a pain and fever. What is the cause of my suffering? The querent is experiencing a short-lived attack of lusty passions, a condition that can occasion bodily heat and blushing of the face. No, I don't think you have lusty passions. The querent has been bewitched. I doubt that. The querent is suffering from a kind of quinsy caused by an abundance of blood flow into the head and throat. It can occasion swelling, fever, and redness in the face. Ooh, so now we have a hard choice because there's no option of just, hey, you shouldn't have eaten those hot peppers. Do you have the quinsy, which is blood flowing to the head and throat? causing swelling, fever, and redness in the face. Well, we know she's having fever and a redness in the face, but I don't know about swelling. Maybe you're just having a lusty passions, madam. It says say bodily heat and blushing of the face, and we know you have a fever. This is an imbalance of yellow bile, and this is the illness will not last long. The moon falling in Scorpio. Yes, I think it will pass, madam. Just drink some milk.
Your trouble is entirely unrelated to the consumption of New World fruits, madam.
Yeah.
You suffered naught but an attack of
That was a
lusty
wrong
passions.
decision.
I beg your pardon, what?
Your husband is oft away at sea, methinks.
This is the wrong
with
choice.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Yes? Yes, he is.
Then 'twould be only natural that your thoughts would wander towards other gentlemen.
Why? We picked the wrong thing.
Perchance 'tis your friend, Lady Emma. A rivalry can arouse passions. Indeed, chaste passions betwixt ladies are not unheard of.
On my honour, Dr. Forman, I know not what you are implying.
Well, actually, madam, I am not implying anything. To imply is to hint at something without saying it explicitly, whereas I am suggesting quite clearly that you are...
Nay, verily, 'tis most unclear to me. I am sorry, Dr. Forman, but I find I cannot understand you at all. God give ye good even.
That was a bad decision. The queer did present with symptoms of fever and pain that began during a luncheon she hosted. I did diagnose a case of lust. Methinks the queer took my advice a little ill, but she will come back 2 more times. And hopefully in 2 more times we can get 25 points from her. On my honor, I know not which was more difficult to bear, my luncheon or this consultation. Okay, let's listen to the next bit, and then we'll end the episode after we find out who is the next person on The Price is Right. I mean, Astrologaster.
Humphrey Bell, who is this comely youth? Mayhap a little shy, but pleasing to the eye. His eyes, his hair, his shape, his form, so soon as he a sweetheart, pray tell us the truth.
Well, Humphrey Bell. I do not believe we have seen you before, sir. And we are not going to see you on this episode because we're ending it here. So, what a cliffhanger. Come back next time to find out who is Humphrey Bell and what is his problem. So, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again next time.